Okay, looks like everything is up. I think my microphone's going. The audio should be going for the game. Alright, so hello everyone. Whenever I actually get to and sit down at my desk prior to streaming time, I'm always like, I want to start streaming so bad immediately. And I'm like, no, you have a set time for a reason. Because other times I just barely make it to my desk in time. Um, so I thought I'd start a little bit early just because I want to show you all the updates since you've been gone, and then we'll get started. So I did the world boss quests, and so you can see I'm trying to keep them all even in amount. And then nothing new in light cones. So right now we're having an event at the time of this live stream, where they're doing double drops in relics, which means unfortunately that I have to give up my initial want to wait on relic hunting because of the fact that double drops, like I can't miss that, right? So I finally have taken the plunge and done a few relic dungeons. I'm specifically hunting the ones to give to my man Gepard. So far it's been absolutely terrible from the few drops I've gotten in the 5-star category. I can see how this is going to be really bad over time, like how hard it's going to be to get those drops with the stats that you want. Um, let's see. I don't think there's much else. I have gotten it up to 11. This is my Don Feng thing. Considering we're only on 5 pity for the limited banner, though, I'm really concerned, guys. I am very concerned. We'll at least get another 5 for when the month resets. I really wish that what's her name? Fu Xuan was going before Don Feng was, because I would have an entire like a bit longer to build up, like I did with Blade for Kafka. But we're getting there. We got some Strauss, so I could technically go to the store. I am in that area. And then the only other thing is all characters are 60, all light cones are 60. Currently working on traces. Of course, I'm not going to get through them as fast recently because of the fact that relics are doing double drops. But I was able to get done with Yukong, and I have started Ting Yun's traces. So we are making slow progress, but we are making progress, and that's all that matters. I went through everybody's traces just to see if I had anything, and surprisingly, I actually had like a ton of the swords, the broken swords. So I was able to almost fully level up Hook's traces, like right off the bat, and I thought that was funny. There's only a few characters that I don't have their second bonus ability unlocked. I say a few, and then I'm going to show you all the characters that I don't. But some of them I do, of course. Yeah, so I only have like these 5 that I don't have. Oh, these 4 actually, that I don't have their bonus ability unlocked. Which is good because, as you can see, you only have so many of these, and so 4 of that will bring me down to like 21, and then Don Feng, fingers crossed that I get him, will bring me down to 19, and so then I'll have to be much more careful about who I unlock their 3rd ability, because of the fact that these are limited. Because you can only get them during events, and then you can get one at like the monthly reset too. They're like the crowns in Genshin Impact. Alright, so let's go to that store real fast since we're here, and then we'll go back to this. So the quest that we're currently on is Yukong's companion mission. We just rescued her daughter in the last episode. Let's see. It looks like these guys are next. Getting all the stellar jade that I possibly can. Or you can get a few of them in here too. How are we doing? Are we... Oh, last reward. Okay, we're close to maxing that out. And we're close to maxing this out too. I was surprised how many of these we could get. Yeah, so we're getting close. Let's see. But yeah, so Yukong's daughter went out during the fight, and she... to try and help, but her star skiff got damaged and we had to go and rescue her. We rescued her, and now Yukong is inviting us for tea to thank us for rescuing her daughter.
Why won't you listen to me?
Because it's my life!
Sounds about like most family dynamics right now.
You know I have the talent to make it. I can become the Lafu's best pilot. Just like you were.
Talent? You'd be dead if it weren't for those two travelers. Do you think stealing a star skiff and taking to the skies is a show of talent? What about being trapped by abominations? Did you at any moment think about what I would feel if something happened to you? Do you know how many people dream of a relaxing desk job at the Skyfaring Commission? You promised me to work responsibly in your post. Not only have you broken the Skyfaring Commission's regulations, you've broken your promise to me.
I already told you. I had no choice. I want to help you and the Skyfaring Commission, not sit at my desk dealing with never-ending papers. That job doesn't suit me.
Yep, it is unfortunately just like a thing. It's just like you can't... Oh man, it shows how much like the difference between playable character and NPC, because look at the design. But yeah, it's like you can't unfortunately do that with people. It's like some people just a desk job would be a nightmare to them. So I wasn't for very long, but I was doing like a physical, like labor heavy job. And when I talked to people, when I decided that that job was not for me, like 2 months in, and I was like, yeah, I know this is not going to be the kind of work I would like to do for the next 40, 60 years, that like telling them that I might just get a desk job or like something that's less labor inducive, they just cannot even fathom the concept of it. Just like it sounds like torture to them. Well, then a lot of people who work desk jobs, who if we're forced to do like labor intensive jobs, would just like die from it. It just sounds awful to them. So it's just different strokes for different folks. It's just not... You can't force a way of life on someone just because you think it's better. It's just not the thing for them. I get that, like, Yukong wants her daughter to be safe because she's been a pilot, so she knows how dangerous it is, but it's just not... Trying to box her in is just is gonna break you all apart because she's gonna struggle harder to get away.
I got the highest grade in the fighter pilot test. They all said I was a genius, like you. Like mother, like daughter. They were all jealous of me, but no one even knew I had to take the test behind your back. You would never have allowed me to go if I told you about it.
Behind my back? Do you really think you could have walked into the test and sat in the cockpit if I hadn't given my permission behind the scenes? As for genius, don't mention that word to me again. Why do you insist on becoming a pilot? Don't understand.
And I don't understand why you don't understand. Why can anyone in the world become a fighter pilot except the Helmmaster's daughter? Don't you realize how ridiculous that is? You may not want to fly anymore, but don't trap me down here with you.
Qingni, where are you going? sorry you had to witness this.
I mean, they're already trapped to a degree, so, like, yeah, you should take as much freedom as you can, because we've already seen in the lore that it's talked about the fact that, like, people who are born here, the Foxian or the Vidiharian race, are just not allowed to leave the Luofu. Like, it is, like, a merchant port, but anyone who's born here is not allowed to leave because of how long their lifespan is.
Apologies, Madam Yukong. We should have given you some time.
Mr. Yang, I told you we'd be early. No, you just say apologize.
Contrary. I apologize for allowing my own personal matters to encroach on your time.
We don't intend to pry into private business, Helmmaster Yukong. But if there's anything we can help with, please don't hesitate to ask.
Family issues, I'm afraid. You probably heard a thing or two just now. Despite my earnest wish that she continue in her post, Qingmi is fixated on becoming a fighter pilot. I may seem overbearing, but the situation she gets herself into sent a shiver up my tail. It's funny, isn't it? I've seen every disaster imaginable, from the abundance axis to a living planet. I thought I'd forgotten what fear was. But when I fought alongside you, I realized there are still things that can terrify me. I'm sorry. Talking about such vexing matters is unbecoming in front of guests. I invited you here to gain a better understanding of the Express, not bore you with these trivialities. Oh, I prepared refreshments for you. Please, you must try this excellent whale-tide spring.
Though things didn't get off to a great start, everyone enjoyed this meeting with Yukong.
Please accept these gifts as thanks for saving my daughter. I'd heard that the Nameless had traversed the Starry Sea, but I wasn't prepared for how much I could learn from you.
Well, I'd heard from members of the Skyfaring Commission that you were a top-tier pilot, Madam Yukong, and an ace among the Cloud Knights. Now that I've seen you in action, I know the rumors were true. I hope to witness your flying ability for myself one day. We'll head off now. The Commission must be busy. I look forward to our next meeting, Madam Yukong.
On my flying ability, I'm afraid I'll have to disappoint you, Mr. Yang. The sky no longer suits me.
Sounds like there's some backstory there that she, like, got into some kind of accident while flying, and now flying scares her. Like, maybe almost died, and so she doesn't want her daughter to potentially be put in the same spot.
You two, please, wait. Thank you for saving me, benefactors. And I'm sorry you had to witness all that. So you've experienced it yourself, benefactor. That's great. I mean, I'm happy I finally found someone who can understand me.
That other line, you shouldn't have talked to your mother like that. I actually cringed. Like, my entire body was revolted by that line. No.
But I've had the hairpin ceremony. I'm an adult now. I have the right to pursue my dreams. Mom still insists on sheltering me under her wing, as if I can't even stay alive without her.
I mean, her mom isn't completely caging her in if what she said is true, that, like, the mom supported her when she took the test, that, like, the mom had to give permission or whatever to allow her to take the test. So, like, the communication's hard because it's ultimately that the mom doesn't want her to do dangerous things because of the fact that it could kill her, which is, like, a lot of parents' worst nightmare is having to bury their child. While then she wants to be similar to her mother and all the cool stuff she did, and just a desk job is not for her. She wants to be out and about and moving. So, like, it's a hard middle ground to take.
Miss Chingney, these are family matters. I'm not sure it's my place to comment. However, in my personal experience, becoming a parent often means we become obstinate. To erode a rock, one must be patient and persistent, like water. What I mean to say is, instead of trying to prove yourself suddenly, perhaps you could demonstrate your ability to look after yourself methodically, over time. Don't you think, Miss Chingney?
When it comes to family stuff, I leave it to Mr. Yang.
My mom is actually a reasonable person, but she gets unreasonable as soon as I mention flying.
Trauma. There's trauma there.
She hid my Starskiff toys, dragged me away from the port when I stayed behind to count ships, forced me to study for ages. I did everything I could to work my way into the Skyfaring Commission. But she used her authority to assign me a desk job.
Okay. Yeah, that's a little bit too much encroachment on her choices.
Every time I walk along Star Watcher Avenue and look up at those ships flying freely across the sky, I feel empty inside. Speaking of empty inside, so how were Mom's refreshments? Good? I've been so angry today I forgot to eat anything. How about this? My mom thanked you guys with refreshments, so I should do the same. Let me take you around Starskiff Haven. We can try the most authentic snack on the LaFu.
Okay. Still in this area, so we'll keep following her. The vending machine?
We're here. The thing about the most authentic snack on the CNJ LaFu is it's a drink, and it's inside this vending machine.
Wow, the full 5-star
I'm sorry.
treatment.
I'm afraid I don't have the money for anything fancy.
Oh, I was trying to joke. I didn't mean it like in a degrading manner.
Here, Mung Bean Soda. 1 can each. This thing has a bit of a unique flavor, but I love it.
Let me try. A nostalgic experience.
Isn't Mr. Yang from Earth? So this, like, I guess it reminds him of Earth.
Oh, is there a drink like this where you're from?
No, this reminds me of when I first boarded the Express and forced myself to drink Himiko's coffee, and how my taste buds never fully recovered.
How is it? Bearable?
Delicious. I'm trying to think if I've ever had something similar to what... Are you sure you're not angry at us?
That bad? Sorry, but I guess not everyone can accept what I like. Just like flying.
Does she have a ponytail? I want to see if she has a ponytail or if she has like a bob.
Well, don't force yourself. Let's go somewhere else. Ooh, I know a really great place in Starskiff Haven to Starskiff watch.
Long life species has nothing better to do but watch. I guess it's kind of like watching planes go overhead. A lot of times people will like just stop and watch a plane as it goes across the sky, so maybe it's something similar to that. Or a helicopter, anything is flying really.
You know, there are a lot of Mung Bean Soda moments in life. If you don't try, you won't know. Unique experiences are often a product of risky choices.
Tell that to my mom. Her #1 life lesson is, you can't turn back once you enter the sky. pilots are always dancing with death. I know she's right. I know being a fighter pilot is an exhausting and dangerous job. But I still want to fly among the stars. To fight for the Xianzhou Alliance across the vast galaxy.
Why are you so dedicated to that idea, Miss Jingni?
Have you heard of the Foxian birth fate tradition? Soon after a child is born, we surround them with items that represent future destinies. If the child reaches for a jade abacus, then they'll grow up to be a diviner. If they reach for a sword, then they'll grow up to be a famous warrior. And if they reach for a toy star skiff,
they'll become not child coming back in the next update, and then also the toy salesman. But yeah, that's I don't remember. I think it's a Chinese tradition, but obviously correct me if I'm wrong. Where they do this birth fate thing that they're talking about, where they just put I think it's money, a toy, a shoot, I can't remember what the other things are, but they represent this, like, oh, if they pick up the Hello, welcome, no need to be sorry, glad you're here. We're working on Yukong's companion mission currently. But if, like, they pick the money, then they're gonna be, like, financially, like, they'll be financially well off in life. If they pick the stuffed toy, they're gonna be like, oh, you haven't done Yukong's companion mission? Okay. Go check to see if, your brother who can't make his own food needs to be fed. But the, like, if they they'll be like, the stuffed toy, they'll be like a very sensitive person. And then if they, I can't remember what the other ones are, but it's like that kind of thing, like what kind of person they'll be.
That's right. Mom reached for the star skiff and showed a natural talent for flying. General Jing Yuan recruited her to the Cloud Knights as soon as she was old enough. That's how she became a fighter pilot.
But yeah, you might... Bleh. So if your brother's fed, are you working on your music today, or were you live streaming today?
Later, she achieved miracles. One time, she destroyed 3 beast ships in a hail of Barisan anti-aircraft fire. Like an arrow tearing through a thunderstorm. She also holds the Skyfaring Commission records for speed and enemy vessels destroyed. I'm proud to be Madame Yukong's daughter. I've wanted to become a legend like her for as long as I can remember.
I can imagine. A parent is often a child's first hero, and their image can influence their whole life.
She never told me any of those stories herself. And she hasn't piloted a star skiff since the 3rd Denizens of Abundance War. She doesn't even bring up her military achievements. I used to watch her fly when I was young. Then one time, I stole a star skiff, and I tried all kinds of difficult maneuvers. Turns out I was as talented as she was. Not only did I survive the flight, my landing was perfect. I remember feeling so happy when they took me to see my mom. There I was boasting about the flight, expecting her to laugh, pat my head, say, "That's my girl," or something. But boy, I've never seen her so scary.
Oh no, is it skipping some of your messages? Because the last message I saw was the sushi one. Oh, that's not good. I hope it hasn't skipped too many of your messages. Yeah, I have like the stream chat bar off to the side so that I can keep track of chats and whatnot. Ooh, 3 days in a row. That's a little much. For me, at least. So yeah, definitely a break is needed. Well, I hope your cover recordings are going well.
I admit, I deserve to be punished. You can't let a kid get away with stealing a star skiff. But my mom was angry about more than that. She was angry because I viewed her as a role model. Because I had the same talent as her. I don't understand it.
Well, at least in Qingni's perspective, if her mom, like, Mr. Yang specifically said that a parent's careers and a parent's, like, what they do in their life can heavily influence their child to take after the parent. But if Madame Yukong was specifically, like, never talking about her time in the military, never talking about star skiffs, it sounds like she was probably trying to make it so that you would not follow in her footsteps. That if she didn't talk about it, you wouldn't be interested in it. But obviously, you can't stop other people from talking about it, and so she's still following in her mom's footsteps.
Parents never want their children to be in danger. I think I can understand, Madame Yukong.
But flying is the only thing I want to do. I've already touched the sky.
Qingni receives a message and frowns as she reads it.
It's Mom's secretary, Miss Sequay. She just sent me a message. Mom lost one of her trinkets in Stargazer Navalia when she came to save me. Miss Sequay suggested I find the trinket and return it to Mom. Said it might help me get back in her good books.
In Stargazer Navalia? Let's go with you and have a look.
Is it really okay to bother you two again?
I was gonna go there anyway once this quest is over, so I can continue exploring. So no issue here.
Sorry. Please don't mention the mung bean soda again.
Okay. Alright, so I believe in the last time I cleared out this spot, and this one. So let's go back and we'll clear out those two side parts. Just checking around to see if there's anything that's not the way. This way. See if there's anything to pick up. Once again, as long as you cannot hit me, you don't exist. Ah! I got ambushed so much faster than the last time. Last time I made it like half the stream without getting hit. Oh, hello, sir.
There's no time to lose. Here, this thunder!
A will
Forged in ice. Never falters. Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! His shield actually covered the entirety of their health bar for a few of them. Delightful.
The dead return!
Oh no! I missed him.
Reach the end of the story in your own way.
That either means that my shielding's getting better or that Jing Yuan and Locha do not have very big health bars. Gotta make sure I keep on the lookout for the Warp Trotter.
The fight with the abominations was pretty chaotic. I think Mom's trinket would have dropped around here.
Do you know what it looks like, Miss Qingni?
Let me think. It should be a little square thing. She's usually got something like that on her.
This is your area of expertise.
Wait, why is it my area of expertise? Who do you think I am? D-Ting? How is this actually my area of expertise? I don't feel like I've done many fetch quests. I feel like we skipped some lore that I accidentally missed.
Well, isn't finding a needle in a haystack a type of puzzle solving?
I fucking love Mr. Yang. I want him as soon as possible.
Your powers of perception are impressive. No matter how well a treasure chest is hidden, you're always able to spot it. I think you're the right person for the job.
Oh, this is what he meant. This is our treasure hunting abilities from the fact that I'm so obsessed with finding everything on the map. Ah, that was what he was referencing. Oh, it's a Cycrane. Let's take out the monsters over here first. But yeah, I wonder, it wasn't doing that earlier. I wonder if it's because I, like I said earlier in the stream and also in the title, currently they're doing, Honkai Star Rail is doing like a double relic drop event. And so I've finally been forced to actually relic farm because I'm not gonna skip double drops. And so I've been specifically going to, the one for, Gepard, the relic that's best for him, the night one. And, I leveled up quite a bit of his armor, so I wonder if that might be why he's able to make shields
Forged in ice. Never falter.
high enough to cover up the entire health bar for Locha and Jingyuan.
Reach the end of the
Okay,
story
so now that the
in your own
monsters are gone, I won't have to worry about getting ambushed. It doesn't seem to be anything in this area.
Come on, are you kidding? It's a trinket, remember? You think my mom would carry this with her?
It's a beautiful vase, though. What an intricate pattern. Isn't that the Divine Beast fortune pattern?
You're so smart, Mr. Yang.
I agree.
Well, I only recently found out about it.
Weapons?
A Devastator glaive? Is this from the battle? There were a lot of Cloud Knights.
No. This is only a replica. Probably some kind of film prop.
I like that it's not, she doesn't even say immersia, she says film prop.
Well, this is too big for a trinket.
Over here? Oh, it's a square thing. It's probably this.
Mom always carries this trinket around with her, but I never realized there was something inside.
Who's willing to bet that it's baby photos or something?
Is this the Hunt Crest?
Modern art? A lucky charm? I don't get it. A lucky charm?
This is what pilots hang in their Starskiff cockpits for good luck.
It must be very close to Helmmaster Yukong's heart. Let's head back, Miss Qingni. I think you should return this trinket in person. This is an opportunity for the two of you to talk.
Not yet. I want to go back later. There's something I hope you two can help me with first.
If you want us to help you persuade your mother, I'm afraid that could be difficult. It's not easy to solve a family dispute as an outsider.
No, you misunderstand. I just want to know what she's thinking. What turned an ace pilot, someone who loved to fly, into someone like her? My mom clearly misses her flying days. Otherwise, she wouldn't keep this on her person. But she doesn't fly anymore and refuses to let me become a fighter pilot. Why?
Yeah, and we've seen in prior quests that she kind of wants to go back to flying, that maybe once she turns over her position to someone else, she might go back to being a fighter pilot. But the reason why might be very simple. Like, she doesn't want to leave you alone. Like, if being a fighter pilot is such a dangerous job, she could die at any point, right? And she does not want to leave you without your mother.
Maybe we can ask some people who might know the truth.
Jingyuan.
Well, the General's been busy at the seat of Divine Foresight recently. We might not get to see him right away. Still, it's worth a try. He was the one who promoted Helm Master Yukong. He probably knows more about her past than anyone.
General Jing Yuan? Are you sure it's okay to go straight to him? Oh, right. You're the General's guests. Even so, this is asking a lot of you.
That man owes us buku bucks. If I want to go drop into his office and demand him to make me tea every single day I'm on this darn ship, he should allow it.
No problem. If we can get to the bottom of why Helm Master Yukong no longer flies, we might be able to find out why she doesn't want you to be a fighter pilot.
Also, I just realized something about the main quest. So, like, the Fantilia, right, plants the Stellaron in the Ambrosial Arbor, the tree. But because of stuff that's happened in the past, Don Feng, or like Dan Heng's previous incarnation, Don Feng, is the only one that has the power to unlock the part of the Scalescape Gorge, Water Gorge, that is where the Stellaron was. And like unlock the Dragon Seal. So like, is that the reason why Kafka brought us? Because if we were not there, and Don Heng didn't decide to come after us because he was concerned, like, would the Lafu just have been destroyed because the Stellaron would have grown without anyone able to stop it? Because they specifically said that Bailu, that she's the next elder, right? She's like growing up and she's gonna be the next elder in the Vidyadhara. But she's not anywhere near as powerful as Don Feng was, because whatever Don Feng did, right, that got him excommunicated, like used up most of the power of the elders. And so, like, Bailu would not have been able to unlock the Scalescape Water Gorge, and so the Stellaron would have just destroyed the Xianqiu Lafu. So is that the only reason Kafka even brought us here? Like, put Blade on the ship, did the whole song and dance, because literally otherwise there's no way that the Xianqiu would have survived. And she says that Elio can, like, see all of the futures, and he's trying to, like, bring them to the best version of it. So, for whatever reason, if a combination of trying to get us to have the Path of the Hunt, to get us to be seen by the Rainbow Arbiter, and then also there might be characters on the Xianqiu that need to be alive to help them in the future, or to help us in the future to be able to bring about the best ending. So like Jing Yuan might need to be alive to help us, and like the different people in the alliance and stuff. Just a thought.
We can't help you too directly, but an indirect conversation like this might give us a clue on how to convince your mother. Yes, leave it to us.
In that case, thank you so much, benefactors. I'll head back to Starskip Haven. I'm not ready to return to the Skyfaring Commission yet.
Man, everybody is just in the Exalting Sanctum. Okay, so now that I have gotten everything done that was up here in the Central Starskip Haven, a lot of my quests right now are in the Exalting Sanctum, which I'm not to yet. So I'm gonna finish exploring this all of Stargazer Navilia, doing the different puzzles, and then we'll get to the Exalting Sanctum where like half of my quests are. Like, I'm not even joking. Like, let's see, these are both back on Urilo 6, but Exalting Sanctum, Exalting Sanctum, Exalting Sanctum, Exalting Sanctum, Exalting Sanctum. 5 of my quests are all there. There's apparently one on the Starskiff, so we should... We'll work on this one. So this one is the one where, the one where the hit and run. This quest is the hit and run, where we're trying to find the person who hit that housekeeper and then ran for it. But yeah, I have like 5 quests in the Exalting Sanctum. Oh? Oh, there's the chest I'm missing. How do I get over there? Alright, we'll go back to that one. So that looks like one of the Psycranes that we're looking for. We're missing the 7 deadly Psycranes. Yeah, brave Psycrane. Step back, human! This is not your battle! This is probably pride then, because we're missing greed. No, we did that one. Wrath and pride. Since I think we only have 3 left. So this is probably pride then. Standing before you is a valiant, fearless Psycrane, wings spread wide open as though defending its clutch as it defends you behind it. And standing before the Psycrane is a repulsive, entranced Ingenium. Affected by the ambrosial arbor, it turned into a malevolent monster. Luckily, you've already defeated countless enemies like this one before, but this time is different. Perhaps it's just like what the Psycrane said, this is not your battle. Before allowing a brave warrior to charge into a risky battle, its cause should first be ascertained. Stop fighting for me. Who are you? Huh. I'm just an express Psycrane that happened to be passing by is all. Such protagonist nonsense. Okay. Joking aside, you shouldn't make a joke out of life. As you know, the Psycrane courier is not designed to withstand an attack from the entranced Ingenium. You'd have to rescue it personally. Do you not trust me, human? You have no idea of my conviction, so let me tell you. Are you gonna monologue about your conviction before you go to war? Please tell me your conviction. I may not have any future, but I can still protect your future. This is my conviction. I don't want to see any more tears, so please watch out for my wrath mode activate. Oh, okay, so this is the wrath one. I thought it was gonna be pride. But apparently it's wrath. The Psycrane flaps its wings angrily as if all the zephyrs of the delve are funneling into its wings. They beat faster and faster, and your eyes can no longer keep up with their frequency. Wind! The wind of the Xianshou La Fu! Even standing by it, you can feel a scorching emanating from the Psycrane. This is the so-called wrath mode then. How dazzling. How awe-inspiring. You start to wonder what kind of energy burst this Psycrane can unleash. Hang on, do you smell that? Something's burning. It's the smell of something burning. It's the smell of burning hardware failing to overclock. It's basically the smell of a short circuit. The Psycrane slowly drops before you like a broken kite. As long as we don't stop flying, the road will be... Now's not the time to think about that. Psycrane.
There's no time to lose. Show no mercy.
I wonder if this is like where it could change, like if you had demanded to be able to fight the monster first, the Psycrane would be in good condition, so when you send it back to the Heron Express, they'd be like, thank you. While then, since we let it do its thing and it like short-circuited, it'll be like, thank you for sending it back, but why is it damaged? Psycrane, wake up! I'm sorry for the embarrassment you witnessed. There are two things the Psycrane could never do. The first is to break a promise. The second is to let someone cry. I wanted to activate the wrath mode, but was knocked out by my own rage. I should study how to play it cool. If we continue to boil boiling water, it will eventually evaporate away. Time to go back, my man. Is that so? Madam Employer needs my help. But I haven't found my real power yet. What's the point in having power if I can't even help out those in need? Got it. I'm heading back to the Heron Express. Let me thank you again, my dear friend. Goodbye, and may our roads cross again someday. Until then, I look forward to it. So there's wrath. So we're still missing pride and we're missing greed. I don't honestly know when I got this recipe. Good news! We've reconnected with another missing Psycrane. Now there are only two left. Yeah, pride and greed. Psycrane Hunter, you're the one step closer to finding all the missing Psycranes. Are you really making any effort to find them? Shouldn't you reflect on yourself? Are you really making any effort to find them? Believe me. I'll believe it indeed, Naruto. Okay, and then the chest is up there, so we almost... Once we find that chest, we'll only be missing the Warp Trotter in this location. Trying to... So I need it to be there so that I can get onto this platform. And I need this one to be... I can't see the chest. help me. Oh, there's the chest. That does lock me in, though. Let's get back up here. Can we get to the chest now? Is the question. We can.
Looks good.
Nice. So that means we're only missing the warp trotter now. And then we will have 100% of this area. Did it just say sugar? Ooh. Ooh. Trying to see everything while not getting hit. Don't touch me, don't touch me. Okay, nothing appears to be in this area. What is that? Oh, it's nothing. Ah! Didn't make it. Curiosity got the best of me.
Conflict is pitiless. Rules are made to be broken. The dead return!
We love the ones that don't resurrect, so I have to fight them twice. Hexanexus puzzle! Hello!
So that's how it works.
Oh, I wonder if I'm gonna get attacked now, because I got right through the cutscene. This is the illegally modified star skiff. From its appearance, it's no different from an ordinary star skiff. The keel near the bow was broken, which seems to explain the crack sound. Without a doubt, this is the prime suspect of the star skiff accident. Hey, what are you looking at? You've never seen a competition-level race star skiff before, have you? Is this really yours? Of course it's mine. You're not jealous, are you? You can take a photo with it if you want. Hello, I'm Tantan, a law enforcement officer of the Skyfaring Commission who manages lane safety. Here's my ID. You are suspected of being involved in a traffic violation and illegal star skiff modifications. By law, we will confiscate this star skiff and return it after the investigation ends. I'll believe you when I see the evidence. Where's the rule of law? Do you have any evidence to prove that? Please select at least one image. Probably the Cycranes one. Oh, I can only do one. This is my star skiff. Ugh, I was just bluffing. Didn't think you'd have this hard evidence. The Skyfaring Commission only sent you to catch me, right? I don't think you'll succeed in your mission. Stop them, bucket of bolts. Resisting arrest, too? Oh no, that's not looking good for you.
Show no mercy.
Speaking of which, did anyone see the live stream for the new update? I'm placing you in criminal detention for assaulting law enforcement officers of the Skyfaring Commission. There's no way you can escape from this. As for the victim, we don't know May's contact information, right? Please get in touch with her employer. What about compensation? Don't worry, although I don't have much experience with traffic accidents, I'm very familiar with compensation matters. The Skyfaring Commission will contact May later. For now, you can just tell them that we have arrested the suspect. Leave this matter to me. Okay, the employer. The Skyfaring Commission has already apprehended the culprit. No need to worry about the subsequent penalties and compensation. Sorry for troubling with all this. I'll help May with the subsequent penalties, but I'm a little confused. Do I need to continue talking with May about her dismissal? In employment, is the exchange of services for payment the most important thing, or is it the interpersonal relationship it created? I'm not going to answer. I'm just an outsider. My opinion isn't important to the relationship between you two. You might have come to me for an opinion, but I think you already know the answer. In that case, both May and I are very grateful to you. Let's meet in Starskiff Haven. I still have something for you to show my appreciation. I don't know why, but with you, I'm always able to say things I could never say before. Okay, we'll have to give a quick run back to Starskiff Haven once we're done exploring. Nothing here. Quick peek down here. Nope. Oh my gosh, where is this warp trotter? Or was it that warp trotter that just like appeared in the Ooh. Ah, dang it. Got hit again. Was it really that warp trotter that appeared when we were fighting? Oh, that's gonna be annoying to find again later. Get him, Kalis. You cannot tell me that you cannot just hop over this fence. You could literally just lean over and turn it on so you could walk through the door. That is so bothersome. There it is. Alright, long-ranging character. Make sure we get him in. Alright, we are not gonna turn on auto because I want them to actually kill the warp trotter.
Let's make it quick. This ends here. Is that all? In the name of Len, a will forged in ice.
Never falters.
Is that all?
Eternal sleep.
The dead return! A foregone conclusion. Let's go.
Got him. Which means we have 100%ed the this map here, at least with the searchables it tells you about, not about any hidden stuff. Nice. We're getting close to fully doing this map anyway, so now we don't need to be on the hunt for the warp trot or anything, because we have everything. We're just looking for shinies now. Okay, a compass. We have done many a compass. Oh yeah, speaking of which, we should check the other one to see if we have to do anything else. Perfect. The freight star skiff slowly moves into the jetty. Another treasure chest for me.
A diamond in the rough.
We love stellar jade. Okay, cool. So we just had the navigation here, circle around, unlock this door, and we will have this area completely done. And then we will just bounce back to Starskiff Haven to finish up that side quest. And then we'll move on to the Exalting Sanctum. Start getting it cleared out for exploration. Alright, what kind of... Okay, so we need to focus on the outer ones first, because the middle one has its own circle. Perfect. The designs of these star skiffs, these freight ones, are really cool. Just the star skiffs in general look really nice. A+ to the design team. Another 20 jade. Going straight into my Danfeng savings piggy bank. I couldn't remember the word piggy bank to actually save my life. Ooh, interesting thing I saw on the web is, oh, we should do some buffs then.
I'm with you.
Is that apparently on Fantilia's Echoes of War, her like weekly boss fight thing, is that if you just let your character sit idle, like you don't fight her, at least in her second phase, the one where she's got like the purple black style going on, is you can actually hear Aha laughing. Like you'll hear like a jester kind of like laugh going on in the boss fight. So that's really cool. I might have to do that, just to listen to it myself.
Show no mercy.
See, on one hand, I built Kafka. I have her, and I have her 5-star, so you would think I should, like, put her on my team. But Jingy Wan is so good. Like, he is such a good character to have.
The dead return.
And his follow-up is a multi-follow-up. That's the only thing that that's one of the things he has over Kafka. Kafka's follow-up is a single target, while then Ji-Yuan's is still AoE.
We caught them unawares.
Alright, let's unlock this door, because we apparently cannot hop over a waist-height fence. Okay, and then I think this Psycrane is literally the last puzzle in this area. Looks like it. Speaking of which, do I have to do... Oh, it looks like we're finally free of that navigation puzzle, because it's no longer showing up on the map right here. Oh, I didn't even activate you, I didn't think. Maybe it was just standing near you long enough. I can already hear the chest. Ah, I'm gonna have to fight these monsters after all, so the Psycrane can go through. One thing about the chest is sometimes you'll hear the audio cue of a chest nearby before it's even spawned in, like it's hidden. So that's always fun. Because you're trying to use the sound cue to find it, and you're like, where is it? I swear I hear it.
Show no mercy. We caught them unawares.
Oh, did it? Where'd it go? Like, actually, where did it go? Oh no, I lost it. Alright, let's fight. Just so I don't have to worry about you anymore, because I lost the Psycrane. Oh, hello, Trotter.
Nothing major.
Conflict is pitiless. This ends here. Is that... In the name of Landa, a will forged in ice
never falters.
Here is thunder. Show no mercy.
Get to add to my list of trotters I've taken out. Okay, so the Psycrane was here. It could have also gone this way. Oh my gosh, I accidentally lost it. Where did it go? Here, we'll recall it back to its roost because I cannot find it. Oh, it went back anyway. That's why I couldn't find it. I guess I took too long fighting the monster. That was weird, but okay. You couldn't have waited 5 seconds for me to defeat the monster. You had to go back to... oh, whatever. Okay, so this area is fully cleaned out. It does look like we fully got the navigation little multi-day quest, which means it is a 3-day quest. You go back and you do the puzzles for 3 days in a row to fully do it. I think this is where it was. That's why I'm double checking. Yep. It doesn't look like there's anything further to do. Okay, cool. So we're fully done with the navigation quest. That's nice. Let's finish up this side quest. So we can get May her compensation, since her employer might let her go. Speaking of which, I have an interview tomorrow with a prospective job, so we'll see how that goes. Hopefully well, obviously, but... I've contacted a lawyer. I know how to help May with the compensation matter. It's all thanks to your help, Kalis. Please accept this little token of my gratitude. Thank you, young man. Actually, I don't need compensation. I'm grateful as long as I can still work. If you don't accept the compensation from him, you're breaking the law. Alright, I'll listen to you. If you say I have to take it, I'll take it. If you say I can't, then I won't. Ah, you still don't get it. May, I've been thinking about this for a long time. After your current employment contract expires, I'm afraid I won't extend it. I hope you can understand. Huh? What are you going to do then? Are you going to recruit someone else? About that, relax. I won't recruit anyone else. Relax? How can I relax? How are you going to do all the chores by yourself? That's right. I'll be fine. Then let me tell you how to do all the housework. That way I can put my mind at ease. May takes out a note in a vegetable shopping list and asks her employer to take a closer look at them. From here to here, it's about the order of cleaning the rooms. Oh, another thing, you always leave trash in the kitchen and forget to take them out. Now that I'm gone, you'll need to remember not to let the trash pile up for more than one night. Okay, what are these squares over here? The dishcloth is placed in this cabinet. As for the cloth for wiping the table, I put it on the second cabinet door in the kitchen. The kitchen clothes are placed separately. Look at this page. It has all the names of the foodstuff that the baby hates to eat written on it. He won't eat these, even if you cut them into pieces. These are the meals I plan that will guarantee a superb supply of nutrition. You love spicy food, but don't eat too much or you'll get heartburn. I know my mind isn't that sharp, so I jotted down everything. Even if I'm gone later, these notes will still be useful to Miss Employer. In the water the flowers section, you drew a glass that is 1/3 full of water. What does this mean? Is this the amount of water used to water each of the flowers? No, it's the amount of nutrient solution that must be used when watering the flowers. Miss Employer said that every time the amount must be just right. It can't be too much or too little. I forgot about that myself. What is this page about? A kind young man helped me to find this notebook. Must thank them. That's me! Ah, Miss Employer, I want to keep that page to myself. I also have to thank him. May explains the details of housework to the employer, and you notice that the employer has tears in her eyes. Oh yeah, not gonna fire her now, is she? May hands the notebook to employer and leaves the room to pick up the employer's child. You better not fire this woman. Either that or let me hire her. Sorry, I got lost in thought. Still not too late. I don't know. I just realized that May is not worried about her losing their job. So what is she worried about? She's worried that no one can take care of me after she's gone. I've always thought of May as an incompetent worker, but in May's heart, I'm a family member she has to take care of. You've heard me complain about May many times. I didn't know that I was not a good employer until I saw her notebook. She has written down so many things I said. Considering May's slowness, I have no qualms about paying her well below the market average. When I'm in a bad mood, I always get mad at her and said a lot. Oh yeah, you don't deserve to be her employer. Oh my gosh, yes, let her go. Oh my gosh, you don't deserve to be her employer. Treating her as less just because she might have, like, some mental issues. Ah! Death. Looking at her notes, I realized that she has taken care of me for over 200 years. That you've been paying her under market value. I'm getting a lawyer for her. 200 years must be a long time for Outworlders, and it's all quite a long time for me. Why did I take everything for granted? She's awful. What an odd but reasonable point of view. May won't age, neither will I. I was never aware of May's hardship, nor was she aware of it. If you think about it, not being able to age has its downsides too, huh? By the way, I asked you twice before and was hoping for your advice. In an employer-employee relationship, should I think of May as an hourly paid housemaid or as a family member who's been there for a long time? But this time I don't need to ask anymore. I already have the answer myself. I'll stay here for a while. I should stop bothering you. Have a nice day. She deserves better employment than you. You are terrible. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. You are awful. I am mad. This is the second quest that's like made me actually mad. Okay, Exalting Sanctum. I have quite a few quests to do in the Exalting Sanctum. And we're about hour and 10 minutes in. So let's start getting a jump on all these quests.
If we're not on patrol, we should get some rest.
We will start with we'll do Yukong's quest first because I started this stream working on it. And it looks like we have another side quest to pick up there. Alright, we're not gonna explore for the moment. We're just gonna work on quests. That's how I feel a lot of the time streaming. I'm always like, how has it already been an hour? Hour 16 already. Let's not give ourselves away and make sure where Kafka is first. Oh, can I not go here? I guess because I'm doing another quest, it's blocking that one. Okay, I guess we'll work on Blade's quest then. This one? May I ask, have you come here to the Seat of Divine Foresight on official business? I can help you pass if you have. I don't want to work on Blade's quest yet. Oh, it's not gonna let me. I have to work on Blade's quest currently because Jingyuan is dealing with it. Okay. Sometimes I hate that where, like, it's realistic that the game makes it so that you can only interact with characters if you don't have conflicting stuff going on, because that's how it would be in real life. But if I wanted to do a different quest first, it's annoying sometimes that I'm blocked out of it. Alright guys, I guess we're doing Kafka's mission. So if you all remember, we got a text message from an unknown number, and that unknown number is... I was about to say this is Kafka's mission, but apparently no, this is Yanqing's mission. Alright, forget everything I just said about Kafka. I have too many conflicting story quests going right now. This is why I don't like leaving to do all of them at once, and I rather do them as they come up. Yanqing. Okay, so, forget everything I said. In the last stream, we did a little bit of Yanqing's companion mission. This is when everybody is hunting down the Sanctus Medicus people, and Yanqing has decided that he's gonna ignore Jingyuan's words to stay put, and he's gonna go off and prove himself by hunting down the Stellaron Hunter. We saw him when he was in one of the areas. He meets a lady who has her eyes she has her eyes blindfolded. And she apparently is also hunting down Blade. And so now we are reporting to Jingyuan about what's going on. Trying to catch up with Yanqing. Of course, we know, because we've done the main story quest, that he finds Blade, and then he fights Blade and Dan Feng together. But... conflicting storylines, guys. Alright. So this is back to Yanqing's companion mission. I feel like this would be a fun chessboard to play on. Or, like, a game board. Also, why is it, like, half the time when we're talking to this man... it's when he's a hologram, it's not when he's physically here. Oh, I see a book in the background I need to get. Jingyuan's apparition turned to you. You are not sure whether this is some kind of automatic auto-visual answering technique or real-time remote materialization from himself. Here you go. Jingyuan's hologram waves. The Jade Tracer emits a beam of light as the illusionary figure flickers.
This Jade Tracer belongs to Yanqing. I can't thank you enough.
Who is this lady?
You already accessed the recordings?
Yes.
He accidentally pressed a button.
March just throwing us under the bus. Okay.
No harm done. She was my mentor and my superior when I was a member of the Cloud Knights. However, she left the Xianzhou a long time ago.
Oh, she's your mentor. Okay. Jingyuan is silent for a while.
If you see her, be sure to keep your distance and notify me immediately.
Is he
On
okay?
the charge of pursuing a major criminal. It is not my place to impede him for fear of his well-being. That is the nature of the Cloud Knights and their duty.
Is this a foil situation? Because in Yukong's companion mission, Yukong is impeding her daughter. She is not letting her join the fight. She is trying to like control it and keep her safe. While Jing Yuan with Yanqing is like, he makes his own decisions. He has to deal with the consequences of his own decisions. I'm gonna do my best to make sure the consequences aren't horrendous and that he can actually bear them, or if he asks for help, I will help him bear them, but he makes his own choices. I feel like this is almost a foil situation. It's interesting.
I do have confidence in him, though. Forgive me, but I cannot disclose this information. Thank you again for your help, friends from the Express. The situation remains unpredictable, so take care.
Love his voice.
I hope to be able to drink and talk freely with you once again, when everything is settled.
Have you gotten medical attention, sir? Yanqing can now board the Express. I feel like there's probably a second half to that quest. I haven't gotten it yet, obviously, but I feel like there must be a second part to that companion mission. Complete the companion mission, Frosty Blade's Trial, Master Among Swords. Alright, might as well search around in here while I'm in here so that I don't have to come in here later. Oh, look at this! He's now here in person. It's no longer the hologram, he's now here in person. It's like we got done talking to him as a hologram and then he just walks in. He's like, oh hey, traveler. I guess you were supposed to do that while you were doing that companion mission, while you were doing the main story quest, because it would line up with what was happening in the main story quest from a different point of view. Obviously I didn't do it during the main story though. Kalis, I've heard so much about you, but never had the chance to chat with you. May I ask, how can we help you today at the Seat of Divine Foresight? What do you all do? I have to warn you, travelers making inquiries into military secrets is generally known as espionage. If you've really got nothing better to do, I think the Petrichor Inn is looking for cleaners. I know the proprietress there and can introduce you. It might just help you shake the stereotype of being a lazybones. What stereotype makes me a lazybones? I have done nothing but work since I got here. You think working in the Seat of Divine Foresight would really suit me? Could you please write me a letter of recommendation? You have an attitude issue. I don't like her. Sorry, I've been dealing with military affairs and wars for so many centuries that I don't really get a chance to communicate with idlers like yourself. Idlers my ass! We have done so many quests for you. Being like undercover to infiltrate the Sanctus Medicus, which you could not do yourself. None of your teams got as far in as we have, and we only showed up like 3 days ago. And, like, we have been doing all of the general's work for him. What do you mean, idlers? I'm never talking to this woman again. Alright, that actually makes me mad. Today's thing that is apparently is just making me mad. Sis, biotech didn't pass, and as for the pension, the general agreed, and I'm fine with it too. Hit pause on trading for now. You guys haven't negotiated with the trade delegations yet, have you? Gosh, let's give them a break then. It's nothing really. You go and talk things through with the general, and I'll take care of things from here. Says you've always tell me it's to give people a break. I can barely show my face to the general anymore. It's like the seat of divine foresight is just a subordinate office working for the benefit of the Skyfaring Commission. Come on, don't be like that. Huh? We're siblings. What's wrong with siblings talking more intimately than other people? Sis, they're right. We're talking business here in the seat of divine foresight. Let's not bring our family connection into this. It's this one of the General Jinyuan's esteemed guests. Apologies for the ruckus. This is my sister, Young Ning, over at the Skyfaring Commission, and I'm Young Hai from the seat of divine foresight. To what do we owe the pleasure? Don't listen to her. Besides, this is official business, and we shouldn't be talking about it in front of the Trailblazer. So what? It's a new technological breakthrough. Some foreign business interests want to invest as a joint venture, and all we need is the seat of divine foresight to greenlight things. Sish, we shouldn't be telling strangers the details. Thanks for understanding. Alright, we talked to people there, we talked to people there. Can I go around? I cannot. Lion statue. Lion statue. I feel like this is one of those, like, if I interact with enough lion statues, I will get a... I'll get an achievement. I'm Jingyuan's personal security. Where were you, when my man was getting beat up by Fantilia, then? Literally, that's my thought. He's like, yeah, no, literally. Interesting. Alright, I think I've explored everything. Alright, now can we talk to him about Yukong? Sir, please let me talk to you about Yukong.
Mr. Yang, and you? What brings you to the seat of divine foresight this time?
See, I know that they can't say our name because everybody gets to put in their own name, but it's so funny, the, like, endearments and the way they get around saying our name. It's very funny.
It's nothing urgent. We were hoping to understand Helmmaster Yukong a little better.
Yukong? I heard an office worker from the Skyfaring Commission flew a star skiff to assist in the present crisis, but ran into trouble herself. She was only saved thanks to a couple of travelers. On behalf of the Law Fu, you have my thanks once again. The seat of divine foresight heard that Yukong seldom seen, but often feared temper was on display. I believe the two of you were caught between mother and daughter.
I want to know this man's spy network. Like, how do you already know that? Do you just have, like, a channel of gossip constantly scrolling on, like, on one of those jade abacuses so that you can know all of the the petty drama that's going on the ship.
We heard that Helmmaster Yukong was an outstanding pilot, but that she refuses to let her daughter embark on the same career.
Yukong herself is best placed to answer such questions.
He's like, don't ask me, just go to the source and ask her.
But naturally, you are here because you fear that Helmmaster Yukong would decline to answer.
Yep.
If you wish to dispel Miss Qingni's curiosity, perhaps we can take a small step back from the topic at hand. What do you wish to know about Yukong the pilot?
Which one would be better? We'll pick this one. This seems to have to do more with Yukong the pilot.
This is a divine object from the Rainbow Arbiter. Where did you find this?
This object has been stored inside Helmmaster Yukong's personal trinket all along. Miss Qingni lent it to us. She thought it might be a way to find out more about Yukong's past, and why she no longer flies.
This object is no ordinary trinket. It has borne witness to blood and tears. I'm sure you're both familiar with the Xianzhou's long galactic hunt. But have you heard of the denizens of Abundance Wars? As the Xianzhou has continued to cleanse the universe of immortal abominations, so too as the Abundance Axis succeeded in breaching our defensive lines. They pushed the Xianzhou to the brink of disaster. 30 years ago, the Xianzhou Yaoqing and Fenghu were besieged by our enemies. Even in the long history of warfare between the Xianzhou Alliance and the denizens of Abundance, that air battle was one of the most tragic. We were greatly outnumbered by the abominations of Abundance. Almost 1 million fighter pilots fought in the bitter battle. Those who survived numbered no more than 100,000.
Ooh, that's over no more than 100,000. With 1 million, that's like 900,000 people that died. Yikes.
Had the Rainbow Arbiter not descended and destroyed the enemy's assault with their sky-shattering Lux Arrow, who's to say whether the Luofu would still be here today? Such divine objects were forged from the embers that the Arbiter's divine arrow left behind. For the survivors, these relics contain the blood of their comrades, the ashes of their enemies, and the dust of their memories.
Yeah, I could definitely see why Yukong would be against her flying if she participated in a battle that had a 9-to-1 casualty ranking.
Yukong is a survivor of that war. Her best friend, Cai, perished on the battlefield.
I don't have any other questions. Thank you, General.
I do not wish to speculate on the reason behind Helmmaster Yukong's reluctance to fly, nor do I want to open up old wounds. However, it is difficult to discard one's past. Yukong and Cai trusted each other with their lives. The Helmmaster will have strong memories of that time. Perhaps it is not my place to say, but I believe Qingni has the right to know about the past, as the past is starting to affect her future.
Thank you, General. We apologize for taking up your time with such triviality.
Mr. Yang, you jest. How can harmony between parent and child constitute a triviality? If you ask me, The mountains of documents and the seat of divine foresight are the only triviality around here.
Okay, I always think that the stereotype of a boss who absolutely hates paperwork is just so funny to me.
We'll take our leave. Let's go. We should head to Starskiff Haven and find Jingyi.
Interesting, interesting. Kalis, did you learn anything from General Jing Yuan? The secretary said Mom's busy, so I'm heading back to the Skyfaring Commission. If you did learn something, can you come meet up with me? I want to ask my Skyfaring Commission colleagues as much as I can, but I don't know how to start. Do you know a Sai? I heard she was your mother's best friend. Sai. I actually guessed there would be some connection. It's hard to explain over text. Let's meet up. See you in a bit.
Oh, you're here. My mom isn't in a great mood. She went for a walk.
She skipped work?
My mom isn't the irresponsible type. She only skips work if she's managed to delegate everything.
You two are very similar.
Well, we do both like to take a walk after a fight. The only difference is that I come to this side of Starskiff Haven and she heads to the other. That way, we don't bump into each other.
That's actually a bit cute.
Really? I think it's silly. Anyway, did you find anything out from General Jing Yuan?
You relay the information provided by Jing Yuan to Qingni.
Did Helmmaster Yukong never bring this up with you?
I was always curious about her past, but she either dodged my questions or pretended not to hear them. In the end, I realized she probably experienced something that left a scar that never fully healed. I never asked her again.
Indeed. That's probably why Yukong was never willing to fly again after the battle, and why she forbids you from flying.
So she doesn't want me to fly because she remembers the pain of losing her friend. And she thinks that my talent makes it more likely that she'll lose me in the same way?
I can't guarantee that's what she's thinking, Miss Qingni. You should talk with her yourself.
You're right, Mr. Yang. But I still have something else to check first. This pass that General Jing Yuan mentioned is probably archived in the Palace of Astrum. I remember watching her handle a document with great care before she filed it away. It looked like a diary.
Do you still remember where it was filed, Miss Qingni?
Vaguely. But there are so many files stored in the Skyfaring Commission. Could I ask you benefactors to look for it with me?
As long as it won't get us in trouble with the authorities to look for it, sure.
A couple of Outworlders going through Skyfaring Commission files isn't a good look. I'm afraid we can only accompany you, Miss Qingni. You'll need to do the searching yourself.
Of course. You're right. Sorry. We can use this one. Okay. Let me see. Helmmaster's personal archive. Oh, I got it! Let's go take a look. It should be here. Let's see. Yes! This is Mom's diary!
Miss Qingni, I don't think the two of us should be reading your mother's diary.
It should be fine. This is from decades ago. For you travelers, that's more than half a lifespan.
No, I still think... I shouldn't read it. You stay here with Miss Qingni. I'll be waiting over there.
Also, Mr. Yang throwing us under the bus. Why is do the Express people not actually like us? March 7th was like, let's throw Kalis under the bus. He touched it. We didn't touch I didn't touch it to see the records of what happened with Yanqing. And Mr. Welt's like, I don't think we should be reading this diary that your mother wrote. You know what? Kalis could stay here with you, and I'm just a step over there so that when she ultimately gets angry, it won't be at me. My man, why is everybody throwing us under the bus? Or should I say train?
Fine.
Also, why are you insisting that we read it?
Is it really that big of a deal? I'm sure they're just her notes on life as a pilot.
I shouldn't look either.
Come on, please look at it with me. I need someone to give me some advice.
Yeah, you read it. You give me the summary, and I'll give you advice.
Let's read it together. Maybe her diary holds the key to all of this.
I don't get a choice on this matter. Okay. Sayi, we are going to be partners. We've known each other for so long, but when we first knew each other racing starskiffs illegally in the city, we were rivals, and now we're asked to work together and have each other's backs. I'm really not used to it. Naturally, I'm not used to having to look after someone who lost against me, but an order's an order. I jest. I really look forward to flying with you. I don't know when we would receive a combat mission. I don't know what you think about our situation, but I think we both have considerable skills, and having to sit still and not fight enemies in the front line, it's stifling. Those denizens of abundance often raid the border, and occasionally there are reports of them harming innocent planets. Every time I hear this news, I feel an overwhelming sense of anger. But now, things are different. After a while, we'll be able to show them what we're made of in our fighter jets. Honestly, though, I'm pretty satisfied with my life right now. After all, just between you and me, what I really wanted was never the righteous cause of ridding demonic activities. What attracts me is just the act of flying itself. Look, flying out in the universe outside of the Delves is entirely different from racing starskiffs that we're so used to. There's nothing to anchor us in space. There's not even a distinction between up or down. Our fighter jets would be hung in space by their lonesome selves, like ships sailing in the middle of the ocean. By then, there's no one else you can rely on but your own skills and your jet. Some may call this feeling lonely, but I prefer to call it freedom. To me, the ability to fly in space is good enough, and if I have to share this sweet freedom with you, that's even better. Sayi, I don't know what to say to console you. You're always like this. No matter what terrible things happen to you, you would act strong, as if you don't need anyone to take care of you, and you have terrible timing for jokes. But we have been together for over 100 years, and I think we understand each other very well. You once said that if something is unpleasant for me, it would also be uncomfortable for you. I always feel the same way, too. Right now, my heart feels like it's being gouged out with a blunt, rusted knife. I can't imagine the amount of hurt and pain you're going through. It's funny, I've never shown Guangyan my good side. Every time you leave me alone to go on a mission with him, I feel uncomfortable, especially when I see you two flirting and getting along as if you're inseparable. I can't help but want to glare at him with disdain. Madam Yukong! First, we have Serval, whose wife gets fridged by the Stellaron. First best lesbian couple. Now, apparently Madame Yukong and Sayi, where Sayi also gets fridged. Why is this so repetitious? Why is MiHoYo like fridging the wives like this? But Guangyang is a good person. No matter how rude I was to him, he's always kind to me. Thinking back on it now, I realize I'm just really bad at appreciating people. He's really amazing. He managed to hold off several dozen enemy ships with only 2 people. This isn't something that can be done with just courage and resolve. It also requires exceptional skills and extraordinary talent. I can imagine what it was like in his final moments, how his annoyingly handsome face must have shown such determination and focus. I guess that's why you fell in love with him in the first place. I can imagine how proud he must have felt in the moment. He must have had no fear or hopelessness, only pride. So you shouldn't be sad. You should be proud of him. We all should. Sayi, I've been having a lot of negative emotions recently that I cannot express to other fighters on the front line. Since you're recuperating in the rear, I'll just dump them on you. Although it seems I'm a bit slow to say such words now, it was only recently that I realized I'm actually in the midst of such a cruel war. Space combat is different from ground combat. Although both involve life and death in an instant, it's rare to see severed limbs and broken bodies in space, which led me to misjudge the brutality of this war. It wasn't until recently, as the situation in the front lines worsened, that the bloody reality gently but indisputably presented itself before me. Someone might sit beside you for a meal today and be missing in action tomorrow. A new soldier earning praise and honor today might disappear the next. The captain I fought with today might not be found tomorrow. The ground troops that exchanged encouragement with me today might be eliminated the next. At this point, I'm wary of building personal connections with anyone here. Perhaps the person would perish, or I might perish, or we might both perish in the day to come. I thought I had experienced enough to feel numb, but bad news kept coming in waves every single day. However, I don't regret this at all. Whenever the pain comes and the feeling of becoming a fighter pilot is the best choice I have made in my life will follow. If I weren't... Ooh, I'm losing it. If I weren't a fighter pilot, I can only endure this pain in silence, but I am. I can fly, I can battle, and I can attempt to destroy the source of my pain, because I am a fighter pilot. I have things that I can do, realities that I can change. P.S. Don't use names Guangyang came up with. They're terrible. Choosing a name is a big decision that a child has to bear with for a lifetime. Use my suggestion instead. It's something I picked with after diligently going through several collections worth of poetry. Wait, hold, pause. This is either gonna go one of two ways. A, her child, the one that we're looking at the diary with, she's not actually Yukong's child. She's her best friend Sai's child. But Sai died in battle, and so Yukong is the one who became her parent and adopted her. Or Ting Yun is Sai's child. One of the two. Sai, I have a lot to tell you, so many things. After your death, they wanted to honor me with a medal. Truthfully, I find that laughable. Based on common logic, no one would award survivors medals to praise their fortunate survival. But no, not the Skyfaring Commission. They gave me a medal, called me a hero pilot, and the only reason for it is because of my luck to remain alive in a calamitous battle. If you had been as lucky as me, we could have gotten the medals together. After the medal ceremony, we could have gone to Aram Alley and had a few drinks and laughs at the absurdity of it all. It's a shame luck is not on your side. We don't have that chance anymore. I suddenly feel nostalgic. I remember all the time we had steering our star skiffs across the Lafu sky, and we were so carefree. There were no threats to our lives, and we didn't have to bear the calling of the hunt. The entirety of the sky within the delves was ours, yours and mine. Above us was the delve's flashing dome ceiling, and below us were the bustling lights of the 10,000 homes. Oh, and behind us the Rome-keeping commission officers who just won't stop chasing us. That was the time of insouciance, and how I wish we could stay in that time forever. They were wives. They were wives. Ugh. But is that gonna be the twist?
What is the meaning of this? The Helm Master's daughter bringing Outworlders in to sneak around?
I was like looking at what you were saying and I was like, what? Oh, oops. It does say that. I'll have to fix that in a minute. First play, though. But your honor, your gloriousness, they were wives. Oh my gosh. But also, is that going to be the twist where she's not actually the Helmmaster's daughter? She's Sai's daughter and the Helmmaster adopted her after Sai's death? Otherwise, why bring up the fact that Sai was pregnant with Guangyang's child and to not use his names that he picked out?
What do you have in your hands? Let me see. Madam Yukong's diary? How dare you read Madam Yukong's personal diary? And with her daughter, too. By the arbiter, you two are in for a...
Mr. Yangnin, please, calm down. Let us explain.
Qingni tells Yan Ming the whole story.
I see. Qingni, I know Madam Yukong's position on you becoming a pilot is tough for you to accept, but she has her own concerns.
I understand, Mr. Yangming. But now, compared to becoming a fighter pilot, I'm more interested in knowing what my mom went through. I want to know what happened, how she went from ace pilot to helm master.
I've been here for a long time, Qingmei. If there's something you wish to know, just ask. Don't go rummaging around. That's a bad habit.
Okay, we updated it. It now says through and not though.
No, this isn't something I should read. Don't show it to me. Yes. Just ask some other questions. Ones I can answer.
Alright, we'll do Jing Yuan's memories then.
Sai? I remember her. She was an ace gunner. Many people wanted to be her flight partner. Her husband, Mr. Guang Yuan, was a pilot. They manned the same skiff and were the envy of many. But when it came to pilots, your mother was the best match for her. They flew together all the time. Even Mr. Guangyang couldn't match their numbers. After he passed away in battle, Sai rarely teamed up with anyone except your mother.
Considering I think this is either my 39th or 40th episode, and I got through all of this without knowing that typo, embarrassing. Yep, this is the 40th one. I'm surprised that we're on like part 40 of this playthrough. With most of these being 2-hour videos, and I have not gotten all of the content done yet. That is kind of amazing.
It was tragic when Sai died soon after. That's the life of a pilot. No one knows which flight will be their last. Sai's death was a big blow to Madame Yukong. After the battle, she refused to turn in Sai's possessions as per regulations. She kept them locked away, occasionally taking them out to admire.
Yeah, part 40. I just looked it up just to confirm. Yeah. Like I said, I've been doing like a lot of these are like 2 hours, and then some of these are 3 or 4, and I'm still not done with all the content. People who just like sped through this game and were like, man, we're out of content. I'm just like, did you read anything? Because even if it's just the, well, 40 episodes at 2 hours a pop, if we did the minimum, that's like 80 hours. So I guess some of the people might have been able to 100% the game quickly, because that's only like a week, little under a week.
Nonsense. As a Xianzhou native, I've lived long enough to remember more than the Foxian pilots could ever hope to. In the end, all the ace pilots perished. The only thing I can do is to remember them and ensure they are not forgotten too soon.
Where are Miss Sai's possessions stored? Thanks for telling us all this, Mr. Yangming.
You're welcome. I know this is important to you. I suppose you're going to go through Madame Yukong's office desk next. I can understand your position, Qingmei. I'll take my leave and pretend I didn't see anything. After all, it's an unwritten rule that subordinates should be absent when their superior's privacy is exposed. Please don't tell your mother that you saw me today.
Got it.
Hurry. Madame Yukong will be back soon.
Is there no one else in this office?
At her desk. Let's have a look.
Also, there's nothing in this desk. It's literally a board. Where would she be? This literally me. This desk has space to put stuff.
That's the selling point of this desk. Super simplistic design with super spacious hidden compartments. Lots of office staff use this desk.
But look how big this building is. Is there not a single other person here witnessing us just rummaging around?
There are hidden compartments on the left, right, and under the desktop. Which one should we check first?
Under the desktop.
Got it. This looks similar to Mom's diary. But it looks like it belonged to Miss Tsai.
Another one? Okay. And this one's just as long. Okay. Yukong, I'm happy to have a chance to fight side by side with you. When the pair assignment was sent out, I was so nervous that I didn't dare to open and check it, fearing that we wouldn't be paired up. It's not like I can't bear to part with you, but I was worried to leave you with the others with your fiery temperament. When you actually get to the battlefield, don't act recklessly like you do now, always charging in with hot-headedness before taking action. Think more about the consequences. But it's okay, I don't want to talk to you about this anymore, or you'll accuse me of nagging like an old crone again. In any case, we need to work together, using our individual strengths to create our own legends in the vast sky. I look forward to fighting in the vast skies with you, so much so that I'm finding it hard to fall asleep. Yukong, don't cry, there's no need to be sad. My husband was the one who died, but you're crying more than I am. After so many years of fighting, you're still so emotional. I'm envious. Being a fighter pilot... Polyamory. They were wives, and this was Yukong's wife's husband. Being a fighter pilot has always been a harrowing decision. Since we choose this path, we have to be mentally prepared. What's important is not whether we can survive by luck, but whether we can live up to the value of a pilot's life. Guangyan and his partner managed to keep an entire Borisan fleet at bay. They were heroes. To me, that is enough. I've heard it said that the greatest happiness in life is being able to choose how you die, from the perspective to fight for the Xianzhou Alliance, and no, for the people of the entire galaxy, to die on the battlefield after a lifetime of military service. Guangyang is probably happy. Of course, you better not have this kind of happiness just live another 200 years, behave, and then die of old age for me. Yukong, it's been a long time. I'm still on my maternity leave in the rear. Everything is fine. With the stalemate happening right now, you must be very busy, but when you have the chance, please take a moment to write an exchange diary entry for me so that I know that you are still safe. And also, I have a mountain of things I want to talk to you about. Firstly, an announcement. I've already decided on the name for our child. Guangyang has talked about this before. If it's a boy, name him Dragon. If it's a girl, name her Phoenix. There's a lot of Phoenix imagery in this office building, by the way. But this man's literary sense is as good as a monkey in the Everhunt Plains. No matter how much we should prioritize the wishes of my late husband, I cannot let his wants ruin my child's life. So after much pondering, I knew Chigni was gonna be her daughter. Oh my gosh, it was very obvious, obviously, so I was picking up obvious hints, but I knew it. I've decided to go with your suggestion and name her Chingni, the colors of dawn. The moonlit camp opens to a garden of archery. Frosty banners brush the colors of dawn. How rare you made the time and effort to look through poems and allegories. I thought you only cared about fighter jets. Don't miss me too much. After taking a few months break and settling Chingni down, I will be back in action ASAP. Chingni is still so young, and I need to leave her to fight a war. How should I say this? I'm such an irresponsible mother. I'm well aware the situation on the front line doesn't look so good. The Borisan keep breaking our ranks. All the media outlets are trying to control the spread of panic and fear, but the Luofu is shrouded with the veil of uneasiness. However, I believe the Xianzhou Alliance will win. I believe that warriors like you and me will repel those denizens of abundance to whence they come. I look forward to fighting beside you once more. This is gonna be rough for Chingni to find out that the person she thought was her mother is not actually biologically her mother. She's still her mother because she was adopted, but this is gonna be rough that she found out this way instead of out of Yukong's mouth. As someone who was adopted, finding it, like, my parents were always very upfront that I was adopted child. And so, like, I grew up knowing I was adopted, and so it was never an issue for me. Yukong will be heading toward a cruel battlefield tomorrow, so tonight there are some things I want to entrust to you. This may be somewhat ominous, but there's no help for it. Who made it so that we'd never entrusted these things to each other? Yes, I am adopted. It's a little less like exciting because I was adopted by my family members. Like, I was adopted by my grandparents. My technically their child couldn't afford to take care of me, and didn't think that they'd be like a good mother, and so they asked her parents, so my grandparents, if they'd be willing to adopt me, and they said yes. So it's a little less than like strangers adopting someone, but yeah, I am technically adopted. But they grew up telling me that I was like not technically their child biologically, but their grandchild, and that I was adopted, so it was never an issue. It was never like a surprise thing that I found out later. If you lived and I didn't, please take care of Qingmi like you would your own daughter. I know you will. Yes, it is very nice of them. I will agree with that. The foster care system here in America sucks tremendously, so my life would have been very different if they had been unwilling. I will entrust you with all my savings. Please use them as living expenses for Qingmi. No matter what kind of person Qingmi wants to become, please support her fully. Merchant, poet, street performer, anything except a jet fighter. Okay, so the reason why she's like so adamant that Qingmi can't be a jet fighter is because she is trying to follow the wishes of Sai. Please allow me to make a vow with you. Do not let Qingmi become a jet fighter. When we enlisted, you wrote in this diary, our fighter jets would be hung in space by their lonesome selves, like ships sailing in the middle of the ocean. Some may call this feeling lonely, but I prefer to call it freedom. I really loved this segment because I thought the same. But that's enough. Loneliness or freedom, we've already tasted it all. Promise me, don't let that child touch the sky.
So, I was adopted? And this Miss Saeed was my real mother?
This is rough.
I suppose I've always had a feeling, but now I know the truth. I feel like I'm dreaming. Don't let that child touch the sky. Is this why Mom refuses to let me become a fighter pilot?
I don't want to say this because this makes it look like this one, she doesn't want to lose Sai again. It makes it seem like Yukong only sees Qingmi as Sai's double, which is not good. I was guessing that, like, from the way it was being set up, I was guessing it, so I'm gonna say this one myself.
When I was little, I asked my mom where my dad was. She said I was grown from the Star Skiff assembly line at Stargazer Navalia.
Her dad died in combat.
I thought she was just a bad liar. I even thought she meant I'd inherited her talent with star skiffs. I feel a lot closer to Mom after reading this diary. Even if we're not connected by blood. I understand her a lot more now.
I'm glad that she's still calling Yukong her mother. I'm very glad about this. It always bothers me when, like a lot of stories will be like, oh, you're adopted, so you immediately stop calling the person you've treated as your parent for years by the, like, name, by their parental name of mom or father. They'll immediately switch to, like, their actual name. Always bothers me. Because my parents, like, going on the fact that I'm adopted, my parents gave me the option on if I wanted to stay as guardianship, where they would take guardianship of me until I was 18, or if I wanted to be fully adopted by them and be able to call them mom and dad. Like, they gave me that option, and I made the decision that I wanted them as my parents. And so, like, they have always been my mom and dad. Like, I have never once thought of my biological mother as, like, a mom. I just refer to her by her name. My parents are my grandparents, like, full stop. So I'm glad that the story is, like, not immediately making her hate Yukong. That always makes me so sad when stories take that direction.
Can you come with me one more time? I want to have a proper chat with Mom. Yes. Thank you.
We are now going to expose the fact that we have been rummaging around in the records. Mr. Yang!
You're all done? Did it go smoothly?
You tell Welt everything that just happened. Mr. Yang!
I see.
Family
Let's
drama.
find Helmmaster Yukong. We'll accompany you. We're here to help, but he and I really shouldn't interject when you're conversing with your mother.
It's okay. I understand. Just having you stand next to me is already a great help, benefactors.
Having the support system is important.
When Mom feels down, she usually goes to take in a view of the Jade Gate. She should still be there. Let's go find her.
Oh yes, it's so hard to find her. We walked out of the building and bam.
Mom?
Qingni, why are Mr. Yang and they here too?
Madam Yukong, the one getting our pronouns correct. Immediate allyship.
Miss Qingni kindly agreed to show us around Starskiff Haven. She mentioned she was trying to mend things between you, but was feeling shy about it. We volunteered to come with her.
Thank you. I must apologize for the trouble my daughter has brought you.
Mom!
All right, it's getting late. Let's talk once we're home.
Actually, I want to talk to you about something right now. I want to become a fighter pilot, no matter what.
We've talked about this many times. No means no.
Oh, the they them? They them apparently is like, I'll say yes and no. When it comes to people getting my pronouns wrong. It's most of the times I'm kind of ambivalent to pronouns. If people ask me, I'll say that my pronouns are they them, but if someone calls me he, she, him, her, I'm not particular about it, because that's my version of non-binary. But I feel like I get about the same amount of like pronoun issues that anyone who has a pronoun that doesn't quite match their physical appearance. So it's not something that bothers me too much. I just thought it was funny that most of the time people will call Kalis a he, but Yukong just called them a they just then, which I appreciated.
Seems like Miss Qingni is a little hesitant. Try giving her a little push.
I thought Mr. Yang said we shouldn't interject. What should I say?
How do we even go about this? Qingni's memories, the Divine Arrow, Jing Yuan's memories. I feel like Sai's is the one we're supposed to pull out, but it makes me concerned.
Is that Sai's diary? How did you... I understand now. I'm sorry, Qingni. I cannot support your dream because I made a promise to someone else. I don't expect to gain your forgiveness. I just hope you can understand my reason.
Mom, what are you talking about? I'm your daughter. Our bond is bigger than forgiveness and reason. I'll listen to anything you have to say.
Wait a minute, hold up, pause. I know this is a very, like, emotional moment in the game. Her hairstyle has changed. Because when we were talking to the subordinate inside, we saw the back of her head and she had a bun. But now we're outside and there's no bun. It's a hair clip. Why is her hairstyle changing between cutscenes?
Just like you, I once longed for the sky. I know what it feels like to fly through infinite space, to be surrounded by the vast expanse of nothingness, with unimaginable splendors looming in the distance, to float like a single leaf in the fathomless stellar sea. Some called it loneliness, but we called it freedom. Sai was like that too. We're friends since childhood. We flew star skiffs everywhere, causing trouble until the knights caught us and dragged us before General Jingyuan. We soon became the most elite fighter pilots of the Skyfaring Commission. It wasn't an easy life. You could even say it was a cruel one.
She has such a, like, sci-fi protagonist life where she was part of an illegal racing corps. She gets caught and she's brought before the governing body. She is essentially told, like, you can either get charged for your crimes or you can put those skills to good use on the battlefield. She fights a war on the battlefield with her best friend. Her best friend is the one who ends up dying, but she is involved in winning the war, even if she's not the, like, official person who brought the war to an end. And now at the end she must take care of her best friend's daughter. That's literally a protagonist movie right there.
You never knew if the friend next to you would make it back alive. Of course, the same could be said of yourself, but those are my best memories. You would strike out into the sky, repelling demons and upholding justice. The blood we shed bore witness to it all. The life of a Foxian is short and fleeting. Surely we should dedicate ourselves to such glorious aims. System space all clear today. Great weather for flying.
Aw, she looks just like Chingni, too.
We're engaging the main Borison fleet this time. Don't get too excited.
Huh? Sounds like maternity leave knocked the wind out of your sails. Feeling rusty?
Oh, shut it. I think you're just excited because you haven't flown with me for so long. Did you miss me?
Of course I missed you. The galaxy felt smaller without you in my cockpit. Say, Sai, really didn't think you'd come back. Do you really like flying star skiffs that much?
You bet. Sure, it's exhausting, dangerous, low paid. Plus, you only get back to the Luofu a few times a year.
Wait a minute, these people, it's just like the army. I was about to be like, these people are putting their lives on the line, there's not even good pay for it? Man, just like the army.
But, given the choice, I'd always pick this. I guess I already touched the sky.
Mind is mysterious. I've lived for more than 200 years. Forgotten nearly every conversation I've ever had. But I still remember us shooting the breeze that day. It's crystal clear. It was the last time I spoke to Sai. Sai? Hold on, Sai. Sai, open your eyes. Sai?
Oh, this is Yukong's light cone. This right here is literally the image of Yukong's light cone.
Thank you, Yukong. I've had a good life. But please, don't let watching me walk the same path. Don't let her become a fighter pilot.
She's your daughter. You'll be able to tell her yourself, do you hear? Rescue's almost here. Stay with me. Jingni is waiting for you. She lost Wang Yan. She can't afford to lose you too. Wake up, Sai. Sai.
When I climbed out of the burning carcass of the star skiff, I looked up into a clear sky, pure and seemingly unadorned by the atmosphere that arced far above us. It was the most beautiful sky I had ever seen. But all I could feel was unbearable pain. I sunk to the ground and gazed up helplessly. In my dream, that was the day I died.
Mom, this is the first time I've heard you talk about this. But I'm not a little girl anymore.
Oh, I'm gonna cry. Hoyoverse, what is your reasoning behind fridging all the wives? Oh no.
But I won't hide from it. I'm not afraid to walk the same road as her. If my sacrifice can bring happiness to the citizens of the Xianzhou, then I'm ready for it.
You are so very similar to Tsai. The more outstanding you became over the years, the more fearful I turned. I've known for a long time you were ready, but I was not. No, cruelty has never claimed victory. Me, Tsai, your father Guangyan, we were prepared for the worst when we enlisted. But do you know how we won that war? The war that took away Tsai and the lives of hundreds of thousands of fighters.
The Rainbow Arbiter's divine arrow.
Yes. The mighty blessing of the Rainbow Arbiter annihilated all abominations in a single strike. We had to pay with the blood of hundreds of thousands of soldiers just to halt their advance. If crushing our enemies was as easy as breathing for the Rainbow Arbiter, what purpose did our sacrifices serve?
I imagine that those who are interested in the religious aspect of the Rainbow Arbiter would state that your all's sacrifices, your all's, like, energy in this war might have been what either brought the Rainbow Arbiter's gaze to even look down on this war to assist you, or because of the way that the eons have been explained, that that their believers kind of give them power, like more power outside of their own, that maybe they needed that many people's sacrifices or that many people's, like, rage and whatnot to be able to even pull off that technique, potentially. Obviously, that's just theory, but...
Under the might of an eon, the sacrifices of ordinary creatures are but a joke. You're nothing. We mean nothing.
Mom.
But I never should have allowed my fears to compel me to make decisions for another person. Even if that person is my daughter, I brazenly interfered with your choices. I am sorry. That is my failure as a mother.
Mom, you don't need to apologize. Really. You don't need to.
I'll take you to fill in the paperwork tomorrow. You'll start as ground crew, just like Tsai and I did. I believe that one day, you'll make an outstanding fighter pilot.
Huh? Really? Thank you, Mom. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
I was afraid of you following in my footsteps. I'm more afraid of you taking after Tsai. If this is your choice, then I'm willing to support you, even if you live to regret it.
Mom, I have one last request.
Tell me.
I want to fly with you at least once.
That might be...
I'm afraid I can't. I won't be flying anymore.
That might be a little hard for her, especially because you really do look like Sai.
But why?
Because I already touched the sky.
Why is Hoyoverse putting the most heart-wrenching stories in these companion missions? Why? Soaring birds and paper kites. Ugh. Alright, Miss Secretary. You there? I have something I need your help with, handsome. It'd be my honor. Oh, it's nothing that serious. Now, due to the unusual yin-yang phenomenon brought on by the ambrosial arbor, many of the Heron Express Cycranes and freight starships have had accidents, and a good number of goods were lost. They want to send their staff to retrieve those lost goods, but you know, it's not very safe out there right now. The Skyfaring Commission plans to send people who are skilled at controlling Cycranes, trustworthy, and have some military training to help. I wasn't trained. When did I get military training? You didn't receive any military training, yet performed so well when you saved Madame Yukong's daughter. It just goes to show your outstanding talent and capacity. Come on, stop saying no. You are the one for this task. Karen Express sent over a contact person. She's waiting for you at the doors of the Skyfaring Commission. Come over quickly. Don't let them wait too long. Okay, new side quest. Which I guess next time will be the first quest we start with, since it's in this area that we've already cleared. And look at that! 3 new tickets to go in our Danfeng piggy bank. That puts us at 14. Still nowhere close to the ones we need, but we're making good progress. We're starting to make a fund. But man, Hoyoverse just likes to shove, like, gut-wrenching stories right in the middle of their, just like, as companion missions or side quests. Things that some people might just straight up skip over when they're playing this game. Man, it really wants me to do this Equilibrium one, and I'm very tempted by these tickets, not gonna lie. But yeah, this will probably be the one... Oh, it's her over there. Okay, so this will probably be the one that we start with on next Wednesday. And I will be streaming on Wednesday as long as, like, nothing comes up. Like I said, I have an interview tomorrow on Monday, at the time of this live stream, of course. And if somehow they ask me, like, it goes really well and I have to start working this week, probably not gonna happen, but if it did happen, I will, I might not stream Wednesday, but I'll take it off my schedule if that happens, because I have the schedule on Twitch with my streams on it. Otherwise, I will be here on Wednesday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, per usual. I archive my streams on YouTube on Wednesdays and Sundays, though it might be a while till you see this one because of how far back they're scheduled. And then I post TikToks on Wednesdays, Fridays, and Sundays, and I'm gonna start posting some TikToks with my manhwa and webtoon recommendations, since I've been talking about them on stream a lot, so I'm like, oh, I'll add those to my TikToks. So you might also start seeing those too. Other than that, I think I've covered everything. Thank you all so much for watching. This storyline was a little gut-wrenching, but very good to read. And I hope you all have a lovely day, rest of your weekend, and I hope your week goes well. So thank you all for watching, and have a lovely day. Goodbye.